Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back to watch the final episode of Tales of the Jedi. This is another one focusing on Ahsoka, and I believe this is taking place like well after she has left the Jedi Order. I think, from what I've heard, this one treads a little bit of the same water that the Ahsoka book covers, where she's kind of just on her own. Doing life, and I believe this is where she fights an Inquisitor, and I'm very curious to see what happens. I've read a little bit of that Ahsoka book, just a couple chapters, but I was listening to it on the audiobook, and I legit, I had to stop listening to it, because it was just like so, I don't know, this feels weird to say, about Ashley Eckstein, because she's fantastic as Ahsoka, but whoever was working with her in the audio booth for recording that book needed to just tell her to stop. She's fantastic, but she read that book at such a rapid, quick pace, like almost no breaths in between words. There was no hesitation for anything. Like it was just, it's probably a great book, but it was a wholly unsatisfying experience to listen to that book. So I had to stop a couple chapters in, because I couldn't listen to it anymore. It was like, love her to death, but that specific reading of the book was very bad. And this episode, I guess, is going to cover some of the same area, so I'm curious to see what goes down. So before we do that, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel out a ton. If you are new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to more Star Wars content. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider checking out my Patreon. That is linked in the description below. But otherwise, let's jump into the final episode of Tales of the Jedi. Oh, Padme! Padme's funeral. Rip to my Goral. And they even made her look pregnant to hide the fact that her babies are gonzo somewhere else. Oh, he noticed.
She was my friend.
She was indeed.
If you need anything, you can contact me with this.
No. I'm tired of fighting.
Are you tired of fighting, though? Because you're going to be doing a heck of a lot more of it.
Forgive me. It's easy to get lost with all that has happened. Still, we have a duty, don't we? An obligation to uphold.
He's talking to Ahsoka. With great power comes great responsibility, Ahsoka.
I understand.
You have an
And if you should
obligation
ever
to
need
fight.
Please contact me.
Those clones are like, what? Why the hell would we contact you? Is that Rex? My boy! Love Rex. Love Rex. Oh, this is that weird little farming planet that she goes to, right?
We're gonna break for lunch.
That loader's gonna break.
Hey, droid. Finish up.
You can't leave it like that.
I'm hungry.
Knew it was gonna break. You almost got that girl killed. Lucky duck.
Very lucky child.
She knows. She knows. She knows.
In the beginning, you all welcomed the Empire.
Not as warmly as you.
Whew.
Emperor Palpatine brought peace.
Through
Emperor
persecution.
Palpatine's a bitch.
We are safe. But not because of the Empire.
She's like, I see you. That dude's suspicious.
Master Jedi,
You shouldn't say such things.
I saw you push the bales clear of me.
You have it wrong.
Why didn't you tell us?
Yeah, there's nothing to say. This Empire-loving bootlicker is gonna tell on her.
May the Force be with you.
You sassy punk. Don't like you. Oh, snap. Did they burn down the village? Some good-looking animated fire. Oh. You dumb kid. This is all your fault. Okay, that guy looks really cool though.
And who might you be?
Oh, you don't recognize the girl? Come on now.
Here is your reward.
Oh, saved him. I thought it cut him in half. I was like, oh god. You have an obligation to fight, Ahsoka. Okay, that's sick.
Ahsoka Tano.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, okay, easy. Cash money, son. Oh. Get bodied. Oh. She says this is cash, son. Oh, that was so easy.
I'm so sorry.
That guy be looking way too cool to get bodied like that. Bail Organa! It's poppin' Playboy. Dude, she cut that mofo's head off.
I was beginning to think you lost this. Things have only gotten worse. Are
Well,
you sure you're ready to get back into the fight?
yeah. She's found her resolve. Oh, I need more. That was not enough. That was fantastic, but I need more. I need more. Oh, this was a good one too. I liked the early part, Ahsoka going to Padme's funeral. Sad, right? We don't often explore the fact that her and Padme were probably pretty tight, right? Like like if Anakin is essentially her older brother, Padme, in a sense, would be kind of like an older sister, maybe like an older cousin because of the extra layer of secrecy. But so obviously she would be devastated to go to her funeral. Plus, like she believes Anakin's dead now as well. So it's just like extra heartbreaking. It's also heartbreaking they made Padme look pregnant. Well, granted, women don't necessarily, after a woman has kids, she doesn't immediately go back to being flat tummied, right? There's still a bump, but if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it's if it's canon or if it's said somewhere, but I believe they intentionally made Padme look like still pregnant so that they could hide the fact that Luke and Leia were shipped off to Tatooine and Alderaan. But I like that freaking Bail Organa, just a straight up G, always looking out for the people that need looking out for. Telling Ahsoka, like, there's a fight that needs to happen, and letting her know, like, when you have the abilities that you have, like, not only is it like the age-old like Spider-Man quote of with great power comes great responsibility, of like you have these abilities, so you have a need to, like, there is a need for you to fight against injustice because you are able to, but like he's also just letting her know, like, this is serious stuff. Like you should be fighting this. Like you should care about this. Like this is legit injustice that you should care about. And she's gonna go live a quiet life farming. We don't know what happened to Rex yet. I need to know exactly what happens to Rex, when and where he goes. Yeah, she goes to this farming moon. It's a moon of a planet, I believe. That's pretty much as far as I got in the book. Was her just kind of like chilling on this little village. She would fix droids for these farmers, because all their stuff was always breaking. But yeah, she's helping them out, and she helps this girl before she gets crushed by hay bales, because her brother's kind of a punk. But then, yeah, finds out she's a Jedi, turns her in, and this badass looking Inquisitor comes up, and he killed the entire village. Just absolutely murked them all. Like he was like, no mercy for any of you. And I thought he cut him in half, honestly, when he's like, here's your reward. Just the way that Ahsoka pushed him out of the way with the Force, and then where his blade came down, I thought he legit cut this kid in half, and I was like, oh my god. But then, yeah, him realizing that Ahsoka is Ahsoka, and then he goes to fight her. She doesn't even have her lightsabers. Like, she's got nothing. And he takes some swings at her, and she like doesn't even move her feet. Like the classic sign that you're a certified badass is when someone's trying to fight you and you just do some like shoulder shrugs, and takes his lightsaber from him and cuts his head off. Ugh. In like 3 seconds. Very reminiscent of the final fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, where it's like 3 seconds long. She just absolutely bodies this dude. This guy looks way too cool to be dying that quickly. Like, I need an extensive story about how much of a badass this guy is, just to justify how cool he looks. But no, she puts him down like it's nothing. Like, she is in her bag. And she's rusty too. Like, she hasn't been fighting. She hasn't been fighting in a while. So just imagine if she had lightsabers. It would have taken a half second to kill this guy. But then, yeah, hits up Bail Organa. And he's like, yo, you ready for the fight? You ready to get back in it? Love it. Kind of sets up her role with like Fulcrum, right? Because she is heavily featured in Star Wars Rebels, at least after a couple seasons, where I mean, not heavily featured. She makes some key appearances in Rebels towards the middle of the show and then towards the end of the show. And it's she plays a key role in the rebellion, and it's pretty dank, not gonna lie. This makes me very excited for the Ahsoka series, which is going to be set after all that jazz, after Return of the Jedi. I think, right? I guess we don't know 100%. Yeah, it is. Because it's because she asked, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? I'm also reading through the Thrawn books right now, so I'm hopefully will finish the Thrawn trilogy. I read the Thrawn prequel trilogy already, and now I'm in the regular Thrawn trilogy. Hopefully I'll have those read by the time the Ahsoka series starts. So I'll be like fully caught up on all the little intricacies of that show, ideally. But this gets me excited for that show. Ahsoka's dope. Love her, love her, love her. Sometimes her legs look weird, but she is a certified badass. And this is kind of like sad because this might legit be the final appearance of Ashley as Ahsoka, like her final time voicing her, because I don't know if if they'll do more animated Ahsoka stuff, right? Like from now on, everything we see of Ahsoka is going to be live action, played by Rosario Dawson. Hopefully Ashley gets a role of some degree in the Ahsoka series, that, maybe just like a little cameo, like she could be an everyday citizen, not just like standing in the background. That would be kind of weird. But I think she could, like, if they can give Sam Witwer like 1,000 different random voice roles. He was in one of the most recent episodes of Andor. He was the trooper that was unnecessarily aggressive in arresting Cassian. They could give Ashley some fun little tidbit lines to do here and there, right? Like, come on, give her a job. Like, she's too good. It would be actually pretty cool if they gave her like a legit role. But no, this was good. Overall, I think these 6 episodes were dope. Liked them a lot. I think I enjoyed the Ahsoka ones a lot. Really enjoyed them. And they made me kind of emotional a little bit, especially the last one, how it tied into the final arc of Clone Wars, which I watched on the channel, if you guys are interested in seeing that. But yeah, it was tough. But I think I liked the Dooku ones the most. They just had this sense of depth to them that these ones didn't necessarily have, right? Because some of this is treading the same water that we've seen before with Ahsoka, if that makes sense. So it wasn't super new in terms of feelings, right? But the Dooku ones added so many different layers to Dooku, his relationship with Qui-Gon Jinn, his relationship with Yaddle, his relationship with Mace Windu, his relationship with the Jedi Order as a whole, with Palpatine. Like, I feel like those 3 Dooku episodes, as short as they were, added so much depth to the character, and weirdly, like, turns him, in my opinion, from this kind of just straight up villain in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars, and turns him into this like tragic figure, right? Because the final Dooku episode was very sad. Like, it's a somber, sad episode, where you really see how much the Jedi Order failed him. and exactly what turned him to the dark side, and none of it was for like a lust for power, right? So really, really completely flips on your head how you feel about Dooku. So these were great. I hope they do more Tales of the Jedi in the future. I know they're doing a season 2 of the anime episodes, which were all pretty dope. I watched a couple of those on the channel. I hope they do more Tales of the Jedi. Hopefully they focus on Jedi that aren't fairly established ones, if that makes sense. Give us some High Republic Jedi. Give us some like old school Jedi. Give us some give us a Tales of the Jedi story about Leia when she was going through Jedi training. That would be pretty dope. Give us some sequel trilogy Tales of the Jedi stuff, right? Like people want to pretend those movies don't exist, but I want to see more of Rey. I want to see, give us an animated Tales of the Jedi trilogy, quadrilogy, I don't know, however many episodes you want, about Finn as a Jedi. That would be sick as hell. I want that. I don't know. I just want more of this. These were great, and I just love seeing the animation improve every time an animated Star Wars thing comes out. The animation is just like leaps and bounds better than what it was previously. So, yeah, I don't know. I think those are all my thoughts on this episode, and then the series as a whole. Freaking fantastic. Loved it. Let me know what you guys thought of this down in the comments below. I would love to hear all your opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That would mean the world as well. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.